Look out, footy's back. G'day, I'm Shane Wakelin. No, I'm not Shane Wakelin at all. I'm actually Jaymz Clements. I'm the host here of the AFL Today Show, your new favourite one-stop shop for all things Aussie rules footy. That's right, it's the Midweek Madness show. I love a good Wednesday show. I'll tell you what, there's a lot to talk about this week as well. Joining me for the Midweek Madness show, of course, is a couple of local footy nuffs. Some would call them AFL experts. I don't know if it'd be me. There's Alex Donnelly over there.
I think I'd prefer to be Daryl Wakelin than Shane. I prefer the name Daryl over Shane.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Because you've already got Shane Warne.
Yeah. No, I'm out.
But it's
I want Shane the entire way.
You've already got Shane Warne, so you're not the best Shane.
That's
you can
true.
be the best Daryl.
I don't know. There's a couple of good
Daryl
Daryls.
Braithwaite.
Exactly.
Daryl Summers got Victorian of the Year or something yesterday.
Yeah, what was that about?
The world's biggest Daryl Summers fan in the middle here, Stats Boy.
Absolutely love Hey Saturday back in the day.
Were you alive when it was on?
No, but I saw a lot of reruns, that's for sure. My
You're about the size of Dickie Knee, so it all checks out. Oh, you like that one too. No. All right, so subscribe to our YouTube channel and, get around all the AFL Today socials, get all the good stuff. The cool part is we are chockers this week because footy is back in a big way. Let's do some news.
There's a lot.
There is a lot. David Schwartz says Dusty's off to the Gold Coast, Stats Boy.
Apparently.
Forget David Schwartz. I want to know what David Neitz reckons. Let's get some other Davids.
Other Melbourne players. Yeah.
Let's go. Just dig into all the Davids. I'm just like, David me. Come on.
That's what David needs at a pub in South Melbourne.
What does David King think?
David King?
I'm
sure he'll say something on it
David King
tonight.
would have all of his numbers and stats as to why it's a terrible idea.
Anyway.
Well, one thing I saw about Tom Morris reported that he only has 3 options. He's going to retire, go to Gold Coast, or stay at Richmond. Thanks, Tom Morris. There's only 3 options. What are you talking about?
That's like the angriest stats guy's gotten. It's great.
I can't even be bothered giving energy to that. He's reported the only 3 options that are going to happen to Dustin.
Well,
that's fine. By the same token, would you go to the Gold Coast if you're Dusty?
Oh, yes. He's going to get a lot of money for it.
Would he?
Yes.
Are you sure?
I'm guessing.
They had to kick Jack Bowes out because they have salary cap issues.
I reckon if he goes there, Dimmer will have to give him a lot. He won't go there if he would never go there.
But also, this is where the salary cap guy goes, Dimmer, we got $50.
Yeah. And he loves Dimmer.
You want to re-sign Noah Anderson for 7 years? You want stupid, sexy Flanders? Or you want Dusty?
I said this before round 1. I think he's going to go there. And, for money, though. I think the only reason he would go there is for the money.
I'm going if Gold Coast have a look at it and see how he's gone this year, they'll be like, nah, we're good.
Ooh. I think I'm fine with it. I'm just like, don't bother. You're a legend already. Be a one-club player. It'll be awesome. You'll be fine.
I think it's a bit dumb.
If you want to go get warm, just move there. Yeah. Like, no one cares. Just
Buddy moved.
Yeah. Exactly. Simple as that. Dusty the Gold Coast.
Nah.
Sure.
The other one is Gold Coast really do that? No.
That's what I'm saying. They shouldn't. They don't
I
need
think he will because just of Dimmer and stuff like that. I'm not saying Gold Coast should.
Or Dimmer just goes, Daniel Rioli.
Yeah, that's a better pickup.
Why not both?
I saw some idiot say that someone should give Richmond number 1, the first pick in the draft for Noah Bolter. I was just, whatever I was doing, I just was like, this.
You got to get off Twitter. That is just, nah.
Yeah, it's too toxic. That's just horrible.
I love the idea of Dusty just retiring as a Tiger. I think it's fine. You don't need to go to the Gold Coast. Like, what do you have to prove? Do you want another payday? I'm sure you can make up that money.
It will be fun. Is anything?
Hey, Max King, he's out for the season.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, St Kilda's season is done. Well, it was already done. Now it's even more done. This is more cooked than one of my old man snags at this point.
Not that he's been doing anything, to be fair, but just that big target up forward is going to cost him.
Also, it's like, if it was something it could have been like a 4 to 6 week injury, and they're like, there's 8 weeks. This is a soft tank so we can get pick number 4 in the draft. I reckon St Kilda.
They might get jumped by other teams.
Maybe.
I reckon they'll be pick 4 because what? North Melbourne, Richmond, West Coast.
Tigers.
West Coast could
How
still
many
pass
games
them, but
have St Kilda won?
Richmond
4, 5?
Exactly. My question here is...
Soft tank.
My question is, does Ben King feel the pain in his knee as well?
Yeah, that twin instinct,
Just saying. Just want to know.
Spidey senses.
You just go, oh, what was that?
Well, if he does, then he's calm and dreams are done.
Anyway, speaking of the Gold Coast. Witsy, he's also got a fractured vertebrae.
Oh.
Yeah. So the dangerous weapon known as Darcy Moore's knee.
He's done 3 injuries apparently this year now.
He murdered Petrarca.
Yeah, well, obviously the Petrarca one.
I don't know what the other one is.
Yeah, I can't remember the other one. There's been a couple where he just need people and just destroyed them.
I did enjoy the reporting was like, oh yeah, so Witsy's got a fractured vertebrae, and someone's like, oh yeah, Jared Witz has fractured his vertebrae out of the contest where Darcy Moore's knee was into his back. It's like, this is what happened, but then Collingwood fans are like, but no one else has reported it like this. Why are you doing this to Darcy Moore? This isn't fair. It's like, because it's newsworthy, because 3 weeks ago, Christian Petrarca could have died.
Yeah, could have died, exactly.
It's an extreme length, but you know.
I think it's more about how Collingwood just I know, the hallowed tradition of all of them being a war criminal is just undefeated. Even Darcy Moore, he's a good bloke, seemingly.
Yeah.
Also a war criminal. I don't make the rules. You play for Collingwood, war criminal. That sucks for Witsy, though.
I know.
Yeah.
That is brutal. But that means Moyle comes in and he's actually, I think he's a good ruckman.
How's Moyle going to go against Cherry this weekend?
Oh, Cherry will absolutely destroy him. He's the best ruckman in the comp.
He's
by
like
far.
fifth.
But Witsy, it is a real sort of just kick in the guts, like, well, a kick in the back, as it were, because he's just a really important cog.
Yeah, he's a
for
great
that
player.
team,
Yeah.
and he's really good.
Love Witsy.
So that sucks.
Can you play without a vertebrae?
Let's find out. That's
Hold on.
Whoa.
Charlie Cameron's got a 3-year contract extension, and so does Jared Berry. Love that.
Cool.
5 years for Jared
I don't know
Berry.
if Jared Berry deserves 5 years.
Yeah, but 5
That's
is
a
the new
long
3.
time. I know, but yeah, that's what players are getting way too long of contracts. I don't like it.
Considering you're signed for the next 3 days, and that's it. So.
I'm happy with that. That's longer than Alex.
True. The vibe, though, for the look, I'm all about this, though. The contract length,
You know what I mean?
is a bit ridiculous.
There's a lot of 8s and 5s.
and every team right now is sort of going, we're going to load up, and all the players at some point will go, hang on a second, we could be making way more money in 4 years' time.
Actually,
But
yeah,
a lot
it
of these
sucks.
contracts are built in. It's like you're getting X amount per year, which is 8% of the salary cap. You will continue to
go
get
up,
that
right?
percentage
Yeah.
of the salary cap
Yeah.
as it goes on and on. Charlie Cameron's the smartest. 3-year contract extension means, does he come out at the end of 2027? Who's coming in 2028?
Stats Boys' new team.
Everyone's gone to Tassie.
But that's what I mean. No, it's have your contract end that year because you have the leverage if you're a
Leverage.
decent player.
Leverage,
Whereas
son.
Jared Berry signed on to the end of 2029 or 2030.
Yeah.
Just in time for the NT.
Yeah.
Ball tracking chip.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
We talked about this when you went to the, what was it, the technology
We
conference?
said this at the start of the year, though. Like,
Yeah.
Let's do it.
It was great, and they were talking about how they're going to use it for the AFLW season. It looks like that could actually be happening
Yeah.
now, which is very, very cool.
It's going to be great to see that at Frankston.
It's also weird that they're like using these weird old examples where they're like, hey, check out this. It's like Isaac Rankin when he played for the Suns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is going on
Just
here?
use something a bit more.
But maybe it's the
Just use
video
it from, like,
replay.
3 weeks ago,
Maybe it's
like-
the video replays they've got. They just couldn't be stuffed
Use it
cutting
from-
up a new thing.
Use it from the first 4 rounds where every show we were like, that was out of bounds. That was clearly out of
Well,
bounds.
that's what I want. I want to know if we're going to have, as a part of the out of bounds technology, like the sort of semi-automated offsides we have in soccer.
Yeah, that'd be
Mind
cool.
it. So that's good because I want ball tracking.
Yeah.
It's
not?
simple. It's not hard. It's not rocket surgery.
And
as
it'll
I say.
actually improve our technology, which is horrendous.
Yeah,
as it
never
is.
hasn't improved for a long time.
Other bits and bobs of news. Laura Kane apologised to Brad Scott for bad umpiring against the Bombers.
She's literally like
So-
called out
Hold
one
on.
of the coaches.
On top of this. So they basically came out and were like, we're not going to do the Monday thing because it keeps throwing ourselves under the bus because we all look like idiots.
Yeah. Fair
So we're not going to like talk about contentious decisions, whatever. And then Brad Scott comes there and goes, oh yeah, but Laura Kane got on the old dog and bone and says, nah, we screwed that one. Nah, that one was rooted as well. Real bad, man. We're real sorry, Brad. Push, bang.
But then to follow it up the next day, our man, Andrew Dillon goes, nah, man, the umpiring's as good as it's ever been.
So that's the last bit of
shut
news
up.
here. Andrew
Seriously.
Dillon, the man with the $2 haircut, CEO of the AFL, can't get a haircut but can apparently run
What's
an
with you and his haircut?
giant AFL corporation league and clearly has just gone, where's my head going to be with this horrible haircut? It's going to be firmly implanted very, very far into the sand. So you're wondering where I was going to go with that.
I was.
But this is
Bit worried.
ridiculous, which also leads us into the midweek winners and losers of the week in the middle of the week. The man with a $2 haircut getting dunked on left, right, and centre. So Andrew Dillon comes out, he's like, umpiring's as good as it's ever been.
Is he all right?
Watched
I don't think he
football.
watches footy even though he runs the comp.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of schmoozing you got to do at these events. Like you've been to these events, Stats Boy. You've done a lot of schmoozing. You're a big schmoozer.
No,
He
not as much
loves
as
a-
you. Not as much as the guy
loves
to my
a schmooze.
right. I
Hey,
think.
what the
love
hell, man? Yeah,
Stat-
in fairness, I've got a meeting with the AFL tomorrow.
Yeah.
So you are basically schmooze boy. That's how you roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
Andrew Dillon.
We saw you at that final trying to side up to Gill.
Yeah. We're like this.
Little
We're
bit
like this.
too late, I reckon.
Yeah.
Andrew Dillon, though, just sitting there going, nah, look, I'm schmoozing. I'm not watching any of this game. Like, just maybe watches like the cut-up highlights at the end of the
Watches
game.
the
on
3-minute
AFL
KO
KO Mini. The
KO Mini. He loves a good KO Mini. It is ridiculous to be like, oh, nah, it's great. This is quite literally the best umpiring has ever been. You could very clearly just go, we can always improve
That's
on
exactly
what we're doing.
Like the old political sort of stance where he goes, I think it's good, but we can definitely improve.
We can do better.
That's all he had to say.
Do you know, like every single, I don't think
Literally every performance review I have, it's like, you can do better, Alex.
there's a lesson there.
That was the job.
I'm in the middle of this. Ugh.
The vibe, though, is very simply just like, hey, there's not a fan base in the AFL who's like, you know what's awesome this year? The umpiring.
Well, there's never anyone is going to say, oh, that game was umpired great. But if you don't notice them, it's better.
That means it's been umpired great if you don't notice it. And that's
You never want to notice it. That's the entire thing.
Of
The
course.
fact that it's been such a like we talk about AFL bingo and news bingo like each year, and it's like, all right, what are we're going to roll the
red card, state of origin.
We'll talk about state of origin. We'll talk about time on. We'll talk about
umpires,
draws. We'll talk about umpires.
Yeah.
Right? Week on week on week.
Haircuts.
It feels like every 2 weeks we're just
does.
like, oh my God, we've got another horrible example of really bad umpiring.
Yes.
And for Andrew Dillon to come out and be like, nah, man, what are you talking about? It's like he's basically gaslighting us. He's like, no, what are you talking about? The umpires are fantastic.
That's a very good.
You're wrong. You're wrong. You're not watching footy correctly.
Does this
It's like,
now
wait a minute.
come down to the AFL umpires need to be full-time because it's the umpires have come and said,
They are.
we don't want to be full-time because we enjoy the lifestyle and freedom that we have outside of footy. It's like,
You can still do another job. I'm not stopping you from
lots
doing
of them are
like
full time.
Uber.
I think.
No, they're not.
What are you doing?
I know lots of them are teachers and things like that.
but that's what I mean. It's like, if you are not doing well at your job and you are in charge of umpiring one of the, let's be honest, it is a very confusing game, but a great game. Shouldn't you be full-time given the professionalism and standards of the AFL? Because I don't think that
maybe.
an NBA umpire or an NFL umpire are during the week going, righto, kids, 7 plus 6.
yeah, that's true.
That's where you're kind of actually funnily wrong. NBA are full-time, obviously, because there's a million games.
Yep.
But NFL, they were always sort of like these weird, they've only just gone professional.
Really?
So for years and years,
Professional?
it's like, I'm also a lawyer during the week. You're like, what are you doing? Why are you also jacked?
Yeah.
What are you doing? This is
Actually,
crazy.
is that because there's only like, was it 16 weeks?
Yeah.
Exactly. There's
that
only
makes sense.
18 weeks in the
18 weeks,
season.
yeah.
now.
Okay, so baseball umpires, there
Exactly. Baseball umpires, you're always going. NBA, same sort of thing. Ice hockey too. Let me zag for a second, though.
you go. All right.
He's a zigged, but
Let me zag.
He's got-
I love a good zag.
They
The
need to
man
be
with a $2
full-time.
haircut. He's like, you know how we can actually be the most professional league in the world? We're just going to start acting like the NFL. This is awesome. Everything's fine. Nothing to see here.
Oh, we're going to get a team in
It's all good.
Las Vegas?
They're going to start going, you know who's underinflating balls? Dustin Martin. We're just going to drag his good name through the mud in his last season or something.
Oh.
We're going to throw one coach under the bus. We're going to get some sort of like big thing going on as well.
This is literally the Racing New South Wales approach to horse races. So everything's great. Nothing's wrong here. It's like country races, like,
fire in the
guys, our tracks are stuff we fix up. But Ramwick's awesome.
Like the NFL go, you know who the actual problem is? Colin Kaepernick. Like that's
Oh,
exactly
geez,
where
yeah.
Andrew Dillon's going to go.
I know an exact
You know what
reference
the
for that, but I'm
worst
not gonna
part
say
about the AFL is right now? I'll tell you what, I reckon it might actually be Jordan Boyd. And you're like, what?
Jordan Boyd.
Jordan Boyd's like, what the hell did I do, man? Anyway, and that comes the other midweek winner. Jordan Boyd got off. Justice was served.
I
loved
agree.
every second of that. That was one of the most weird, bizarre MRO decisions you'll ever see, where it's like, yo, he very clearly ducks into him. Jordan Boyd's trying to stop, and he ducks into the dude.
Yeah.
What are we doing here? Why are we wasting time with this sort of stuff? And why
it
does
took
that one get through
forever.
there?
Yeah, it was 4 hours, so we
4
can
hours
get
of
into that
deliberation.
later.
They needed Dangerfield just to get up there and give a soliloquy. And away we
A
go.
game is shorter than the tribunal when it was clearly
David Zeta's
Clearly
just woken up.
David Zeta tried the. He's very very
Schnitz
funny
on a
Twitter.
stick.
Schnitz it looks horrible. It's
It's just a piece of schnitzel with the skewer stats, guys.
It just looks horrible.
It's not that hard
There's
to
just some
figure out.
seasoning or something. It just looks crap.
Anyway, good job, Jordan Boyd. Not a war criminal.
No.
Let's do some yeah-nahs. Midweek yeah-nahs. Should Jordan Boyd have gotten off?
Yeah.
Yeah-nah.
Yeah.
Of course he should have.
Yeah.
That's definitely like the one
We
thing
did a
we go.
poll actually on our. Well, I did a poll on the AFL Today. It was 60-40, surprisingly, on the poll. That
So
a
we
lot
got
of-
5 votes.
That it was 4 yeah. People said yes, he should have gone off.
40% Collingwood fans.
Yeah, and there was lots of votes on it.
Ben Long should have been fined for hitting Brandon Maynard. Yeah, nah.
Nah.
He should be given money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For hitting,
knighted.
Knighted for
Yeah.
hitting Brandon Maynard.
It should have been Ben Long Day on the Gold Coast.
And when I say hitting, kind of like glancingly pushing.
Yeah,
Like, it's not even a Pendle's like quapang or a Lockie
Lockie
Neal
Neal
punch.
or a
yeah,
Zach
it was a
Butters.
lot. Yeah,
It was just like a bit of a, oh yeah, get out of here. Don't argue. And Brandon Maynard's like, sir, I've been shot. I've been shot.
Collingwood fans going, oh, but it hurts so much when you're not expecting it. It's like, so now Braden Maynard knows what it feels like.
well, Collingwood fans know they get hit a lot. They're just walking around.
War criminals. That's the big one we also asked already. Dusty should go to the Gold Coast. Yeah, nah.
Nah.
Yeah, just be fun. It would just be cool.
I'm going to say nah. Just retire a tie.
No, I don't care if Gold Coast is successful or not. So yeah.
The AFL tribunal process is too long. Yeah, nah.
In what?
I
do
just
we
put it
mean?
in there as in last night went for 4 hours. That is ridiculous.
That's not anyone's fault, but it's the idiots deliberating around the table.
I don't know. I feel like you follow like David Zeta's things. He's just gone. We've just gone around in circles. They get like people, well, not witnesses, but people to come in on Zoom calls and things like that. Just make it a bit more
the
simple.
clubs
Make it,
$10,000 to go to the tribunal, so they're getting their money's worth.
yeah, I don't know. Just
You're both
sort it
wrong.
out.
Pub test.
Pub
We
test.
just get
Yeah.
a select few are at a pub. We're having a few tins.
That's
We're
a
like,
great call.
Should you get suspended for that? What do you reckon? Oh, geez, what did he do again? Oh.
To be fair, 90.
It's fine. What are you talking about? Everybody gets off.
Yeah,
It's
99% of
chaos.
pub
Let's
tests would
go.
be. He just hit it like, oh, but you could do that back in the day.
It is back in the day. Craig Bradley would have done that in the twos in South Australia.
Exactly.
What are
I
you
feel
talking
like
about?
there'll be
Come
no suspensions ever. If
No,
it's a
there
pub
would
test.
be because there'd be certain biases against
Yeah,
players.
true. Where's the pub? Can't be in Collingwood or like Carlton because they're
Yeah,
going
we'll
to be too
find a
biased.
neutral venue. We'll go to Fitzroy.
Fitzroy? Yeah, all right. That's a good call.
I was going to say,
did-
go to South Melbourne.
South
I
Melbourne.
did have to explain to the squid that Carlton, Fitzroy, and Collingwood are all next to each other, and they all used to have football teams.
All next year, yeah.
As part of the inner city sort of
Yes.
part. And then, you have Richmond right there as well, but that is sort of separated a bit by
A little bit, yeah.
And he's like, well, there's one in Fitzroy. It's like, yeah, what were they called? The Lions. He's like, but that's Brisbane. I had to explain the concept of a merger to him.
It is weird.
And he was very confused. I'm like, yeah, it does look crazy now in 2024 that we lost a team. We had a South Melbourne team move to Sydney,
Yeah.
etc.
Yep.
But the fact of like how many teams were struggling for cash at that
It
point.
was sad, yeah.
And now, like the game
North
has gotten
almost
to a
went to
point.
Gold Coast. Yeah.
The game is now
You tried to go to Sydney.
Yeah. I'm glad we didn't.
the game has now gotten to a point where it's very healthy and there is a lot of money around there.
Yes.
And meanwhile, Stats Boys team still stinks and is poor.
No, we're not poor. We just think.
Yeah, you're poor because you're giving all your money to Alistair Clarkson.
You're not as poor as St Kilda.
I love that he's like accounting. He's like every dollar that comes into the Roos is like, I'll have 85 cents of that. Just skims it off the top. Away we go.
Give the rest to Aldi.
He's basically running like a mob racket. I love it. Anyway, let's do the fan survey.
Survey.
The survey.
Fan survey. We're going to the survey. Check this out.
Survey.
I'll have a Chico roll and a chalky milk. Thanks, Matt.
I'll go pie.
The fan verdict survey. The fan survey that the AFL ran. Let's do some quick yeah-nahs on the results of this show.
I feel like they didn't survey enough people because it was only 33,000.
We surveyed 6 people.
It's like, surely you should do, like, just get everyone at the MCG for, like, when Pendles plays his 400, that's 100,000. Just like, all right, let's feel
We should have done this like Family Feud. We've surveyed 100 people and you have to try and guess the top answer.
Wow.
That'd be good.
That's a reach. Anyway.
Oh, the
Just Stats Guy's Family Feud all the time, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, he, Karen, and Mark just sit around
Yeah.
the tally each night.
Yeah, but it's Karen and Mark against Stats Guy. It's not a fair
No,
fight.
I don't have to
Karen
talk
and
about
Mark
my family.
would
That
win.
is a bit weird.
Your parents rule.
Yeah, they do.
Right. Let's do it. The fan survey.
You
What
guys
should the
are
sub rule be? 5 on the bench, no sub, yeah, nah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
47% nailed
Massive,
that.
yeah.
I love that one. Keep it as is, 36%. What are you doing?
How is 36% of
That's
people
4
saying
plus
keep
a
it
sub.
Why 30% just going, nah?
We like when debutants are on the bench for the first
So
game.
dumb.
Yep.
5 on the bench, no sub.
Yep.
If a 20th AFLW club was to be introduced after Tassie, where should it be based? Northern Territory, yeah, nah.
Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do it. NT.
Was that the most? Yeah, that was the most voted.
I'll see you in the NT. 52% said the Northern Territory. We don't need an 20th team, says 18%.
I'm leaning towards that, actually, if I'm on the poll. Like,
Why?
we don't
We're
need it.
gonna
We don't
buy
need another
stuff,
team.
That's
guy.
a coward's way out.
We don't need
Steph.
another team. There's
We
too many
do.
teams. That means
Oh,
we're going to
that's
have
good. We can get rid of North Melbourne or St Kilda and back to 18.
No,
Canberra,
sounds good.
13%.
No.
Western Australia, 9%. Don't mind that having a third team out west.
Yeah, Western Australia or Adelaide.
Adelaide is at 4%. Northern Queensland, 4%.
Not Northern.
No.
Nothing
There's already-
works in North Queensland.
If you go to North Queensland, you may as well go to the Northern Territory.
It's
Yeah.
like North Queensland, you got other stuff to do.
Who
Go
wants
fishing.
Who wants a Rockhampton AFL team?
Canberra would be okay.
No, it wouldn't. It
Cairns.
sucks.
Should the AFL introduce extra time for drawn games in the home and away season? No. Yeah, nah.
Yeah, I agree that it should be a no.
Oh,
He nailed the double
that
negative.
gets confusing. I'm saying, yeah, that we need extra time.
Give us extra time.
I hate
No.
this.
Nah.
No.
Should the AFL introduce a send-off rule? I love that. This is the bingo. They're doing the bingo.
Yeah.
No, 58%. Yeah, nah.
Agreed.
I reckon if we've got
I'm
5
agreeing
on
on that
the
one. Yeah,
interchange,
nah.
I'm actually happy to send someone off. If it's egregious, off.
So,
But
okay.
we have so many things. What's going to be the decision to send someone off?
This is the one
If
this
you're
year.
Braden Maynard,
All right, fair.
off.
So if Peter writes one, which is probably one of the big ones this year for what he did to Harry Cunningham, is that a send-off?
Yes.
Okay.
No,
I think,
no.
you know what this actually does? I think
No.
it makes it a lot easier in the MRO because what you can go, It's essentially really
So it's like a red card in the EPL stats guy.
egregious
Three games.
I don't like it.
high contact, away we go, stuff like that. If you do something very deliberate, where you've punched a dude in the face, etc.
I think the only one is
there's-
if you punch someone.
There's quite literally a line where we go, this should be send-off territory, and I think it should
So
be
what
very
about
easy to
last
sort.
year when Nank elbowed that dude in the face, and went bang and
Yeah.
got 3 weeks for it? That's a send-off.
That's a send-off.
I
Do
agree
it.
with those ones, but not like a tackling to the ground.
Oh,
Because
no,
you
no,
can't
no.
tell, Anyway, so that's why I think there's too much conjecture on what is and what isn't.
No,
So basically
I
it should
think,
be
I think
someone
having it there as a threat is awesome. So if you
Okay.
do something stupid, you're gone.
Fair enough.
Has the score review on the use of technology improved the game? Yes, it's important to get decisions right, 73%. No, leave it to the on-field umpires, 27%. Has it actually improved the game? Yeah, no.
Slightly, yes.
Slightly.
Because it's been annoying, but it has helped.
They do get to the right decision.
Remember how they just went, I don't know, what, round 4, they're like, oh, wow, everyone hates this. We need to speed this up. Sped it up, and we've never talked about it again.
Actually, yeah, that's a good point.
Amazing.
Very good point.
Is footy better to watch than 10 years ago? No, 40%.
10 years ago.
People are insane.
I think, yeah.
38% say yes. No. Is footy better to watch? That is amazing. Of course, footy's better to watch than it was 10 years ago.
Oh,
There is so much more talent than there was 10 years ago.
Think of the flood. Think of the Ross Lyon flood.
yeah,
It
it's
is
true.
absolute
that's true.
chaos. There is so much more score. Well, there's much more balance, obviously, right now in this specific instance this year.
Also, 10 years ago, think about it, GWS and Gold Coast had just come into the competition.
Exactly.
10 years ago, North were good. So maybe for me.
So you should be saying
I'll say no because we were in the finals then. But
Swans were still playing in grand finals like they were currently. So
What do you think of the current length of games? 4 times 20-minute quarters plus time
fine.
on. I like it.
Perfect. Perfect.
88% say yes, they agree. Who is the best player in the AFL right now? Marcus Bontempelli say 41%. Yeah,
Interesting.
nah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you go to everyone and go, you have to pick one player to play the game of his life for you.
Yeah, you
That's
got
Bont.
to go Bont, I think. Yeah. He just plays around a lot of crap players.
Yeah.
They would have lost to North, I reckon, us on the weekend if they didn't have Bont. He's too good.
That's why he's the best.
Yep.
One man wrecking crew. Don't mind it.
Well, who are you going?
Cripps!
Cripps, that's not a bad shout either.
Which of these players, who are all 21 years and under, will be the best player in 5 years' time? Which is a weird just question. Which of these players, 21 years?
Well,
Write your questions correctly. Nick Dacos, 45%. Whoa, Hardy Reid, Bam Milan at 26%. Hardy Reid, Sam Darcy at 9%. That doesn't work as well. I better stop singing. Will Ashcroft at 6%. Hornet at 4%. Sheasel, 3%. The
Sheasel should be
Warlord at
higher.
3%.
my player isn't even on this list.
Oh.
Errol Goulden. He's 21.
Is he 21?
Yep.
Okay.
Errol Goulden.
That's a fair shout, yeah.
Errol Goulden.
Maybe people just forgot because he's that good already.
Errol Goulden.
Oh, you got to say Dacos. I think he'll have a better career than Good.
Going with Errol.
Future Blue, Harley Reid. Who is the best coach in the AFL? Craig McRae. They call him Flea, I've heard. 31%. John Longmire, 21%. Voss, 10%. Clearly, of the 33,000 respondents,
There's a lot of
10%
Carlton fans.
of them were Carlton fans.
Yeah, I agree.
Whoa.
Well, to be fair, 31% could have been Collingwood fans. They have a lot of fans.
Granted.
It's clearly the guy who's got the team 2 games clear on top of the ladder at the moment. Right now, it is John Longmire. Over the last decade, it's probably John Longmire or Scott.
Craig McRae got him from pretty much the bottom of the ladder to
This
a
is the
flag.
dumbest question.
I'd say Craig
Which
McRae.
coach has the best nickname? It's still John Longmire.
Horse.
Like, that's awesome.
Horse, yeah.
Let's do it. Some of the best ones. Who is your favourite play-by-play commentator on TV? Hutto.
Has to be Hutto.
23%.
That should
Hello,
be-
Bruce Jr. Good on you, buddy. On you, mate. BT somehow gets 17% because apparently they gave Brian Taylor and his extended family 17% of the vote. That is chaos.
I told you guys that more people like BT than we think. I don't
They
like him, but yeah.
are wrong.
Yeah.
James Brayshaw somehow has 15% as well because, I don't know,
I don't
apparently
mind
15% of people have had a head knock just recently. Dwayne Russell at 9%, fine. Matt Hill, 8%. Luke Darcy, 6%.
Underrated Matt Hill.
I
Hill's
agree with that. He
fantastic.
should be
The worst
above,
one that kills me
sure.
is Alistair Nicholson's only at 4%.
Yeah.
That's because
Howie has beaten out Alistair Nicholson. Howie's sitting there going, how can I be mates with all these blokes? Oh, this is great. Alistair Nicholson is just an awesome commentator.
It really should be Hutto, Matt Hill, Nicholson, and then even Jason Bennett.
But it's because
He's fantastic.
Jason Bennett and Alison Nixon. If I go out in the street and do an interview right now, people wouldn't even know who the hell Alison Nixon
Where
is.
the
That's
hell
why
is
he's on that
Paps?
list.
That's right.
Yeah,
well, he only
Papaya.
does one.
He does 2 a week.
One or
Does
two?
he?
Yeah.
Oh, who's your favourite expert commentator on TV? Hodgie gets 15%. Our very good friend, Luke Hodge.
our friend.
friend of the program. And Matty Richardson at 13%. Again, speaking of head knocks.
how's he that high?
My good mate, Jason Dunstall, Chief, 12%. Only does like one game a week as well. Not bad. Bucks at 10%. David King, 8%. Dale Thomas, sneakily good at times,
Yes.
has these incredible insights.
He's pretty
and he
funny
throws in
sometimes.
just every so often.
I like him.
He has like a bit of that. He was on Triple M, right?
Yeah, he's on Triple M every
So he has
week,
like a hint of that Triple M jokiness to it, but also delivers the goods. He should be higher than 7%.
I agree.
Especially considering that Joel Selwood, speaking of head knocks, is at 5%.
Like what?
How's he above?
Well, 5% of the respondents are very clearly Geelong fans,
or-
and they
or
might actually all be Selwoods.
There's a lot of
So
Selwoods, yes.
It's Scott, it's Tim, it's Jack, it's
Yeah.
Nathan, Shane, Daryl. Off we go.
How do we get another Daryl reference?
Eddie Betts is on a studio show and he's got 4%. Anyway, who is the best one?
Chief.
Dale Thomas has been really good. Chief is
I'd say
fantastic because he
Bucks.
takes no guard.
I love listening to Bucks.
Yeah, I
He's a
like Chief
genius.
and Bucks, but I'm a fan of Derm. I know a lot of people hate Derm.
I can't stand
I
Derm.
enjoy Derm.
We talked about this before the show. I've got a lot of time for Derm just because he's just like me. Just keep talking. Something good will eventually happen. We hope. Maybe.
And then the show ends.
It might just be 4 quarters of absolute moronic rambling, but we'll
I
get
will
there.
forever remember Derm last year when the Giants beat the Swans on the siren. The ball up. Before the ball up, they're all getting around and getting ready for it. And Derm's like, watch Toby Green. Look at his positioning. He is going to be moving. And it was just
Bang, straight
down to Toby,
yeah,
goal.
yeah.
And he's just like,
Nah, he is
it's like,
smart.
How would you leave Toby Green with 3 meters of space to move into? He's like, why wasn't someone blocking him? It was like,
He's smart.
it was just, yeah.
He's got footy smarts, but he just doesn't stop talking. And,
I enjoy
and he
when
bags North
I
Melbourne.
enjoy when he goes when someone does something right. He's like, yeah, good boy.
Yeah,
he's like
yeah.
everyone's uncle.
Yeah, Uncle Dan.
Yeah, he's
love
literally he's just sitting on the back of the ute with a ciggy and a beer hanging out at country footy. He's
Yeah,
like,
maybe.
yeah, good boy, that was good. Oh, I see that one? I taught him that.
Oh,
And
wait,
then,
his
and then
name-
he'd go up to them at quarter time and be like, if you just to improve your positioning like this, and then they do it, be like, yeah.
All right, let's do it. We are 2/3 of the way through the AFL season, gentlemen.
Yep.
After round 16. Who wins the Brownlow if we give it out right now?
Oh.
There is one correct answer.
Yeah, it's Isaac Heeney.
Patrick Cripps.
George
Very
Orwell.
clearly.
No, I'm joking.
I think Isaac.
Heeney, I think Heeney as well.
I think Isaac Heeney after 10 rounds will be on 23 to 25 votes. He's
I mean, you can
started-
Wait,
think
10
that.
rounds? We're up
Yeah.
to 16.
but that's the point. He's that far in front.
Oh, I don't know about that.
So I reckon he'd be on about 26, 27 by now.
You're off your
Jeez.
head.
That's a lot of votes. But I think we talked about this before. A lot of the trackers have him equal to Cripps. I think he's going to sneak another 1 or 2 in between there that they
I
haven't
think
given
he's
him votes for
he's
yet.
ahead of Cripps by 1 or 2 because Cripps's last couple of weeks has been just ridiculously good.
Yep.
And Heeney needs to lift and hope that Errol doesn't go psycho for him to win it.
I think what you're both discounting is that Cripps is beloved.
You're also discounting how good Isaac Heeney's first month
Heeney-
was. He'll be on 12 votes after 4 games.
That's great. That's 12 in the bag.
Okay.
The rest of the way is going to be the sort of big problem, right? Because I think what you'll see is we've seen the emergence of Goulden. He's gotten back to his form from last year. We've seen Chad Chunley-Warner take over games. The weirdest thing I think for Sydney is that they're that good and they're that balanced. Heeney was that dominant that he might have a lead early on. I think once the sort of umpires go, hang on a second, this is like a big thing. Like Heeney's form has dropped a little bit.
Yeah, last
but
month or so.
by the same
yeah.
token, Cripps has been, I reckon he's had like quite literally, like one to 2, 3, like kind of like quiet games. The rest
Very
of them,
rare, yeah.
I've been stunned by how good and how consistent he's been. Because like, I don't know, you might have heard, I'm a betting man, but the vibe has been like looking at this going, Cripps 20 plus, smashing it out of the park. Like just every time.
He's having a better year than his Brownlow year.
Exactly.
He got looked
hasn't-
after in that Brownlow year that he
He
won.
hasn't dipped below 20 once, Heeney, and the thing that he's doing compared to Cripps is hitting the scoreboard.
Well, I think Cripps is also just out there going, hey, here's 40 on you.
Yeah.
then.
He's 14 clearances.
Dacos is still obviously, I think he's the pick maybe down the stretch as Collingwood sort of look to run into some form and finish off the year. So, I mean, I feel like in terms of his odds, he's probably a little bit underpriced at the moment because
I agree.
he could come home like
As in, you mean he's over the odds, like you should have something on him now.
Yep. Because he could come home like a freight train.
Speaking
Cripps-
of freight trains,
Ted
last
Walker?
year's freight train, Errol.
Errol Goulden.
Errol came
This is the
home very
problem,
well.
like the cannibalising between Heeney, Warner and Goulden might still continue.
See, I think Warner's ceiling is 3 or nothing, whereas Heeney and Goulden can very
Ones
easily
and twos, yeah.
can pick up 3-2-1s.
Yep.
And there's Bond.
I
I'm
don't.
still so bad for Bond.
He's going to finish
a
like
Brownlow. Is he ever going to
fourth.
get one?
He's going to finish
he's gonna
fourth
second
again.
again.
A second
He's
again,
gonna
yeah,
get
for like the
second
third time.
Also, Noah Anderson could be on about 20 votes at the moment too, because
He just
last year
dominates
we
at home,
noticed that he got a lot of votes and was surprising. When they've won, and 6 of their wins, he's been dominant. So there could be sort of 15 to 18 votes there. And there's a couple of games where they've lost that he's been really good as well. So he's
sneaky up there.
If there's a top 5 market and he's like $3, he's someone I want to have something on too.
I think at the moment it's Cripper. I think we've got Heeney second. I would probably have Bont third, maybe just ahead of Dacos, just because of the simple fact he hasn't been wildly damaging. He's had like a couple of really standout games. I guess the thing is they've kept on winning and he's still been very solid for most of it, right? So I don't know. It's a tricky one.
Interesting.
I'm Heeney, Cripps, Dacos or Bont, one of the two.
Yeah, I think Dacos as well. He just gets votes from the umpires, but that he shouldn't. So he could be right up there.
Yeah,
Nice.
but they did have that slow start.
All right, the Coleman. Let's check in on this one here, Stats Boy, because my beloved Charlie Curnow. Charlie!
Loves a Coleman.
Leading the Coleman right now. He's already won 2. Not bad. Ben King is on 42.
I really want Banking to win
The
this.
J Train is on 37.
Yeah, I think that's about to come to a grinding halt.
Jesse
they got a
Hogan's at
tough
36,
fixture.
and Harry Mackay, a.k.a. Harry McFive, could use a couple of bags of 5, is at 34. Who wins it from here, folks?
Provided he doesn't get injured,
Well, we
Charlie Curnow win this by over 10 goals.
I think, yeah, maybe not over 10 goals because both Gold Coast and Carlton, as we're looking here, have decently easy fixtures. So you got Curnow should win though. He gets to play the Eagles, Saints, North, which he's going to kick bags against all of them. You'd think. North haven't been too bad at defending, but I think he's going to kick a bag against all of them. Even GWS have been in horrible form, especially with no Sam Taylor. So I think Curnow has to be the heavy favourite, but Ben King could be right up there. He gets to play North.
So look at some of the defenses that Ben King gets to go against here.
So you
North,
got,
Port, who have been shocking.
Port, I actually didn't
of
mention
late.
Port against Carlton as well.
GWS.
Sam Taylor's probably back by then.
Is he?
They said he might be back next week.
Either
yeah.
way, they haven't been defending that well.
Yeah, but it's
overall.
also if you're taking on like one of the best defenders in the game, it's not a good day for you.
Is he wearing like adult diapers at some point? Like what is he? Does he wear
He's
like
wearing
a
a cup.
plastic
It's a
cup?
cup.
It's a cup. Oh,
What does he do?
I don't want to know.
Jeez. Lions, sure, but then they have the Eagles, the Bombers,
Yeah, but
the
that's
D's and the
that's
Tigers.
Barras and McGovern.
Love it.
And then Waterman is cooked because he has to play Saints, Freo, Blues, and Lions and D.
Like
So
I said,
5 of the
there's-
top 6
There's
defenses,
another
so-
hill coming for West Coast, and they're about to go down the other side of it.
So I think
And
it's
Hogan can't win, and Harry can't win. It is literally, provided he
Curnow
doesn't
King.
get injured, Curnow will get towards sort of 70 goals and win it.
Curnow wasn't that good on the weekend. I think King still has a chance.
Well, Curnow, the thing is, they basically put him on ice early because they're like, you're fine, buddy.
Yeah,
Sit down.
yeah.
King needs to cash in against North Melbourne, West Coast, and then potentially Richmond in the last round.
Richmond, yeah.
Like he needs probably 2 bags of at least 6 or 7 to really sort of stamp his chances.
I think the thing about Curnow this year is there's not been the massive bags. He kicked
Haven't
5
needed
against
him
the
as
Cats.
much,
The
yeah.
thing is, he's just been 2, 2, 2, 4, 3, 4.
Same as
Ben King's hasn't kicked a goal in 1 game, but every other game he's kicked 2 or more. But it's like 5, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3,
Yeah,
4,
he's been
3,
so
4, 3.
consistent. So
Yeah, and he's kicking straight. He's kicked 42-13 this year. He kicked 4-4 against Hawthorn. So it's
he's
like
stolen his brother's powers and his brother's knees.
he's better than his brother. I think
45-27 for Curnow. He's winning the Coleman.
Yeah.
As long as he stays.
I'm going Ben King for the Coleman.
Nice one. All right, that's some good chat. Enjoyed that one. Now, we've got a massive, massive Thursday team show tomorrow night. Why is it massive, you might ask? Leo's back. That's right. Social guy Leo.
he's just going to talk
finally.
about the Wizard for 20 minutes.
Yeah, his beloved wizard.
Josh Weddle.
Weddle. That is it for AFL Today for today, though. But AFL Today will be back tomorrow, of course, for the Thursday teams AFL Today on Thursday. That's tomorrow. So thank you to Alex for jumping on,
Cheers, Jim.
even if he's extremember wrong about Isaac Heeney. And the Stats Boy.
Thank you.
Well done, Liam McAllion, noted Roos fan. I'll tell you what, remember to smash a like across all the socials and see us doing lots of fun stuff during the footy season. Facey IG, X, TikTok, and of course YouTube. You can check out all of our other shows as well. Cricket Today, Football Today, NBA Australia, Chockers with Boomers gear at the moment, and NBA free agency. Hold all tickets.
One more episode
One more
left.
show. Get around all
Season's
of those
over.
shows. Subscribe, star, like all of them on your podcast apps, of course. Do it, or we'll send Stats Boy around to have a word.
Yeah.
He'll
That's what
have
I
a
do.
word. Get around him like Dusty getting around a nice froth on the Gold Coast.
Forex.
After he's retired. There you go. Boom. That's it. We'll catch you later this week for more AFL Today. Till then, look after yourselves and remember, footy's back. If If you like this show, make sure you check out all the other shows in the Sports Today network, from the AFL Today Show to the Cricket Today podcast, the Football Today podcast, as well as NBA Australia and NFL Australia. With Sports Today, your sporting needs have never been easier to cover.